So we are going to review a lot this week. So the first thing we're reviewing is graphing linear equations and looking at y equals mx plus b. So we have y equals mx plus b. M is your slope. B is your y-intercept. The purpose, whenever it's written in slope-intercept form, you can easily plot your y-intercept and slope and make a graph from that information. So if there is no plus b, then that means that your y-intercept is 0. So that means you start at the origin. So I'm writing this out to the side. I want you to write it out to the side too. Start at the origin when b equals 0. So we're going to fill in blank. I realize that these are really small, so you're going to do the best you can to put the words in those blanks. So the way you graph, number 1, is plot the y-intercept, also called the b. That's where you start. Then you have your pencil at your y-intercept, and then you count. You either go up or you go down. And that is indicated by the numerator. We could also put by the rise. Rise is your y's. Mm-hmm. No, it's not indicated by the y-intercept. So remember with slope, we have rise over run. So it's indicated by our rise. And then you count right. The number of spaces is indicated by the run. And plot your second point. Then you plot as many points as you can using rise over run. Then you connect your points to form a line. So 4 is the example. It says y equals 3x. So our slope is 3. And our y-intercept is 0. So we are going to start at the origin. Plot a point. Then we have our slope of 3. But we need a run. So what do we always put on the denominator when there's not one? 1. So rise 3, run 1. So up 3, right 1. And then we can do the opposite. How do we do the opposite? Instead of going up 3, right 1, down 3, left 1. Perfect. Draw your line. I want you to go ahead and do 5, 6, and 7. Write your M, write your B, and then graph them. I'm going to pause the video. So let's go ahead and see how you did. Here is the first one. Slope of 1, y-intercept of -4. Make sure yours matches mine. Verse 6, y-intercept of 2, slope of -4 over 3. Got to be real careful with those negatives. Pay attention to those. And then number 7, y-intercept of -1, a slope of -4/1. You're going to glue this in the next page of your journal. And I'm going to show you what your assignment is.
Imagine using
Okay. Something that I'm going to grade you on that haven't been real strict on is making your lines straight. So if you are doing your line and you don't have a ruler, then that's okay because you can use a folder. You can use the edge of your journal. You can use a little slip of paper. Just be careful and make sure it's actually straight. But you can use this to make a line. Just put it right up next to it. Okay? Quiet down.
Are those rules?
This is called graph attack lines. Ghosts are real. They don't sleep. They don't stop getting closer. And they only eat one thing. There's only one thing to do. Bust them. There are 9 ghosts. You get 9 shots. A ghost gets busted whenever you graph a line that crosses directly through it. If you graph the 9 lines below, you should bust them all. Work fast because they know who you are and they know you're coming. What you're going to do is you're going to graph each of these 9 lines, and whatever ghost that line goes through, put your letter on that. So let's say A goes through this one. You're going to graph your line, make it as straight as you can, and then put an A over the ghost that it goes through. Okay? This will be due tomorrow. What we are going to work on now is our test corrections.
Oh.